Okay, so my last banner tutorial video did really good, but it's 36 minutes long and that's way too long for a tutorial. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a banner in under 5 minutes. Okay, so really quickly before this video starts, you will need Magic Bullet Looks and Photoshop for this video. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to File, New, and make a new canvas. What I use for headers is 3000, I'm sorry about my phone, by 1000. The background contents, just keep it white, doesn't matter. Usually what I like to do is I like to double click this and click OK, and then make my background color something close to a black. To fill it in, you're going to hold Alt and delete. Next, you're going to make a new layer by clicking this button down here. You're going to get a brush, hold Alt and the right click, and you're going to hold that so you can scale to something about that size. And you're going to right click and make sure your hardness is on 0. You could also do that by going up here. You're going to make your color white and put your brush way above the banner. Maybe like, phone is at it again, maybe like this. Once you have this, your background is pretty much set, but you want to add some pattern or texture to make it less boring. So I'm going to look for one online and I'm going to come back when I have one. Okay, so I'm back and I think I found myself a good backing. What I did is type Scary Cathedral and I'm going to go with this one down here. There it is. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it into my Photoshop. And I'm going to put it right before, or right in between those two layers we just made. And what I'm going to do, since we're working with a black and white project or whatever, I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and Desaturate. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to lower the opacity just so you can barely see this. So with this and without it, you can really see the difference, and it just adds some, it adds a lot to your background. Okay, so after that, what we're going to do is we're going to add some text. Now, I don't have any fonts, so I'm going to have to go look online for fonts, but once I come up with a font, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so I picked my font. There's a lot of fonts here, but the one I found and like the most is this one right here, and I'll leave this link down below so you guys can actually go and pick your own font, or you can use the one that I used. So my font is called Sticky Things, and for my text, I think I'm gonna do my name. So let's see if I can make that look nice. We're gonna move it and stuff after, but like I'm just trying to get the idea of what it's gonna look like. Maybe like think of something. So now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna play with it, you know, see what looks good, and you're just gonna try to put the two pieces together. I mean, maybe your text is only one piece because your YouTube channel name or something. I'm just gonna do my name instead of my YouTube channel, but I'm gonna see what looks good and I'm gonna come back. So what I like to do for my text to make it more interesting, and it always works, you're gonna duplicate this layer or this group that we made, click OK, and you're gonna right click and merge this group. Now you're gonna double click this and you're gonna add a stroke. Color, make it white, and the size depends on your text. Actually, just make it something different for now, and change the size to something that you like. So maybe like a 16 for my size, but your text could be different size, so just make sure it looks nice and then make the size white. So you're gonna click OK and make the fill 0. Now after that, what you're gonna do is you're gonna right click and rasterize layer style. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna click Control T and you're gonna hold Shift and Alt and drag this up. And you're gonna make it a little bigger. You're gonna make it something around the text size. You can make it bigger, but I don't like doing that. I just like keeping it around the text. Click OK, and you're gonna get your eraser. Make sure it's on 0 hardness, and also make it smaller, not that small. Again, you bring this menu up by right clicking anywhere on the screen, and you're just gonna mess with this. You're gonna delete some parts, and where it's really white, like here, you could just erase it more, like here. And as you can tell, that makes your text look a lot better. It just, I don't know, it looks really nice. And what you can also do to this is you can go to filter. Make sure you clicked on this layer. Go to filter, distort, and ripple. And you're gonna set this to large and set it to like 25%, or 20% is good. So now that you've done that, you're gonna go to the text layer and you can merge it. You could have done that a long time ago, but it just doesn't matter. And actually here on the lines, I'm gonna erase this part. There we go. Okay. So next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna go to text, or just highlight text, and you're gonna get your rectangle tool and just get like, just select like a small, really long rectangle, but a thin one, anywhere on the text. Make sure it goes all the way over the text, and then hold shift and then do one more. Like that. Now with this selected, you're gonna right click somewhere in between those, and you're gonna layer via copy. No, layer via cut, I'm sorry. And you're gonna click the move tool, click on the screen, and press the right button a couple of times. And then what else we could do here is we could zoom in and we could erase some parts. I don't know if this looks good. I'm just gonna zoom back out and let's see. I mean, that doesn't look too bad. It's still readable. As long as it's readable, I think it's good. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm basically just gonna select all the text, all the lines, everything that we did so far, except the background and except the light. I'm gonna click Control J to duplicate it, and I'm gonna right click and merge layers. I'm gonna hold, okay, next I'm gonna hold Control T. That opens up a menu, and I'm just gonna make it across the whole screen size. And actually what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep it like this, and then I'm gonna flip it. So go to go to edit, transform, and flip horizontal. Actually, that's not a good idea. I'm just gonna put it back, and maybe make it a little larger. Okay, I think this right here is perfect actually. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna erase it around the text area. And you're gonna lower the opacity a little bit. You're gonna go to filter and Gaussian blur. Filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. You're gonna add some blur to it. Now, the thing with this is I'm really indecisive when it comes to things like this. I can't decide whether to keep the opacity up or to put it down, because both ways it looks good, but something in between, it just, I don't think it looks good. What I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna keep the opacity up to like 40% or 45, and I'm gonna erase some parts, or some more parts, like on the side. The next step is really just putting everything together and making it look nice. Not that it doesn't look nice, you're just gonna make it look a lot nicer. Okay, so the next step is you're gonna click the top layer, hold shift, click the bottom layer, and you're gonna right click and duplicate these layers. Click OK. You're gonna right click again and merge layers, and you're gonna hide all these layers under Okay, so now that I have this, I'm gonna right click and duplicate this layer. And what I like to do to my banners to make them look nicer, I'm gonna zoom in a little, and I'm gonna set this duplicated layer to overlay. And go to filter, go to other, and high pass. And make it a little larger. Like 1.1 is good. There we go. There we go. So click this, hold shift and click this, and right click merge layers. Okay, so now that you've done that, you're gonna right click this again and you're gonna duplicate it again. You're gonna go to filter, stylize, and extrude. And what I like to do is make the depth like 15 size. The lower you do, the better it looks, but the longer it takes. Don't do it too small, do like 20 is fine, and click OK. Mode, or just click here, and you're gonna set it to, I forgot what it was. I'm just gonna click and scroll through. So just pick any and scroll through with your scroll button. I really can't decide here. I really like the way color dodge looks on the background, but I don't know about the foreground. But I think I'm just gonna erase, not the foreground, the text. I think I'm just gonna erase like the text part. Maybe just like keep a little, like you can tell right here, it still looks nice. It adds like detail. So I'm just gonna erase some little parts, and I hope this makes sense. I hope I'm not too like, I don't know how to say it, like too confusing with this, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna keep erasing some parts because this really does make it a lot better. Like over here you can tell it adds a lot of detail. There we go. Okay, so with and without, you can tell that it looks a lot better. Maybe erase this part down here. And you want to do that a lot. You want to like hide it and then open it to see like what changed and what you want to take away. I like doing that because you can really see like what shouldn't be there, what looks bad. So you're gonna merge these two layers. And then you're actually gonna go to File, you're gonna go to Save As, and just put it in any folder that you want. I'm just gonna put it here, I guess, and I'm gonna name it as tutorial, and make sure you save it as a TIFF. Okay, so save it as a TIFF. That's the one on the bottom, and click Save, and discard layers right here. Now you're gonna need Magic Bullet Looks. So once this opens, you're gonna go to File, Open Image File, and go to the folder where you're saved, where you saved it. So I'm just gonna click it and open it. Okay, so I have a lot of looks that I can choose from, and before I like give you the look that I'm gonna pick, I'm actually gonna give you that one for free. But if you want to go and get all these looks, there's a lot of looks. I think there's 44 looks that you can buy. I'm just gonna leave the link down below. I have a website where you can buy these. They're really cheap. I think like 10 of them are $1, so you can get them. You don't have to, because the one that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna give you for free. But yeah, I think this one looks actually really good. I don't know. I'm just gonna mess with it a little bit and tell you the settings. Okay, so I'm happy with how this looks, so I'm going to tell you all the settings. Now, before I tell you the settings, I'm going to teach you how to actually do this. So, to add all these things, these are like the settings that I put. I don't know how to explain it, but how to add these, what you're going to go to is you're going to, like, if you see these two under subject, you're going to go to Tools and go to Subject. And then you're just going to drag them on. So the first thing that we have is contrast. You can pause on here to copy the exact settings, and I'm just going to click over all of them so you can copy the same exact settings. So pop, light flex, diffusion, chromatic aberration, lens distortion, crush, and curves. So once you have all these settings put in, you're gonna go to File, Export Look. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna go to File, Save Image As, and just click OK. Click Save. So now you can really see the difference between Magic Bullet looks and without it. You can actually see what it does. So you're gonna find wherever you save this and you're gonna put it into Photoshop. You're gonna right click and rasterize this layer, and one last thing you're gonna do before you finish your banner, you're gonna Control J to duplicate it, or you could right click as I've said before, and you're gonna go to here and you're gonna make it linear light and go to Filter, Other, and High Pass again, and make this like 0.9, 0.8, maybe even less actually. That's fine. You could add some text here, and I'm going to teach you how you can do that just in case. You want to put here something. Let me just put a font. Which one should I put? I'm going to put this one, and I'm going to make it a lot smaller. You'll see why in a second. And you're just going to put something that you do on your YouTube channel or your Twitter or whatever. You could put subscribe. So you're going to highlight the text that you just wrote, and you're going to click this button right here. It's like a folder. And make this VA, whatever it says. I don't know what that is. I don't know how to explain it, but you're going to like make it something like that and make it a lot smaller. Like that, and click OK. And you're just gonna put it somewhere, wherever you want it. Maybe you could, another thing you could do to this, maybe zoom in and put it in, and you can right click and rasterize this type and make this smaller, and maybe like fade it out a little so it fits in a little more. And then another thing you could do is you could right click and duplicate this layer, click OK, and you could filter, blur, and Gaussian blur. And just a little bit so it makes it look like it's glowing a little. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I don't know if it's gonna fit in, but that's just something that you could do. Maybe lower the opacity so it's not as visible, the glow. But there you go. That's how you can make a banner really quickly. I know the tutorial was a little bit longer than 5 minutes, but the idea is like once you learn how to do this, you can make a banner really quickly. So thank you for watching. If you want to see more tutorials on my channel, all you have to do is click the like button down below, comment, click subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll be more than happy to make a lot more tutorials. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the video. Peace out.